The Gorinich. Lovely paint job. I liked it. And it used to be a bruiser, however, they amplified its weak spots majorly. So, yeah, they'll shred that tank too. Its gun is lackluster, its ammunition is unimpressive, and its armor doesn't hold up. KB4 used to be the monstrous murderer of the battlefield. Main battle tank. This is another victim of people whining about it being too OP. Instead of figuring out how to hit its weak points and where they were, we'll just cry about it till they nerf it. And lo and behold, that's exactly what happened. Congratulations, you ruined another tank. IS-6, long reload time. 3 shots to kill it, doesn't hold up. It is supposed to be a main battle tank. IS-3, main battle tank. Several glaring weak points. Suffers from Russian accuracy. And yeah, I like the tank. It works. Nobody's cried enough to get it nerfed yet. Too much. Same as the Greenwich. The Fatherland. It's another IS model. I don't mind it. It's fun to play. It's main tank. Frontliner can take some damage. The Glory, same thing. It is classed as a frontliner and able to haul off and get in and get some hits. Although, for some reason, once again, on console, the sloped armor fails to perform. It has glaring weak points also, but every tank does. You just have to find them. Verzilla KV4 has some problems. Sloped armor doesn't work. Takes damage relatively simply. It's a main tank, but doesn't usually hold up good. Defender, main tank. Again, like every tank, glaring weak points. You can see the vulnerability on the tracks. Front armor's halfway decent. Has a few glaring weak points in the front, a couple in the back, both sides. 252, same tank, same problems. Long reloads on those defenders and the 252s, and anything that uses a 122 or larger has a long reload. So, Scourge, IS family, fun tank. ISM. Scourge is also made to be a main battler, bruiser, brawler, but this is a support tank totally. It has to work with others. The IS-3 auto, again, basically the same as the Fatherland. Stockade, 3-shot autoloader. This little thing will impress you, depending on what you're up against. To add its own tier, I wouldn't be afraid to use this as a main battle tank. STI used to have one of the heaviest armor-plated turrets on the front you could come up with and would bounce a lot of shots. Now it just seems to die every time you take it out. Don't know why. Kind of thinking it's the armor formula not working again. 257 object. This is a main bruiser. It's got a lot of glaring weak points. It looks like it's on an IS frame, kind of. So, whatever. The IS-4. It's a main battle. Even though it is a heavy tank, it usually fares better than the IS-7. And here's the IS-7. Yep. Again, lots of slope on the armor. Just doesn't seem to bounce anything. Sometimes it does, depending on the angle you hit it at, but the majority of the time, if you're driving it, you're going to notice things going through you. 279. This is another main battle tank. Look at the slope on that. And it doesn't stop a thing most of the time. And they put 4 tracks on it, but if you shoot out 1 track, it comes to a grinding halt. The neat part about that is everybody just sits there and shoots the track, so somebody else can kill it. Usually Artie. 705 Alpha. I have some problems with this tank. It's got a lot of slope. Doesn't work, but it's got a lot of slope. Dies usually quickly. Gun doesn't do a whole heck of a lot, and it's a good gun. I don't understand why it doesn't do anything, but it doesn't. I've taken to loading it up with just high explosives because that's the only thing that's been doing any damage. Normal shots bounce off everything, and I mean everything. Type 64, we're into the Chinese now. This shouldn't even be classed as a light tank. It looks like a tank destroyer. It acts like a tank destroyer. However, you can run it, and it is a nice little spotter. Slightly slow, but fun. Spotter. Spotter. And support. Spotter and support. Spotter and support. Support. Supposed to be a main battle tank. Doesn't really hold up. Reload sucks. This is a decent tank. Weird paint job. The gun usually pins good. It usually does fair damage. And the bonuses it gives you for silver and stuff are nice. Surprisingly, I didn't think I was going to like this tank. I do. It works out fairly well. It's fun to play. Armor holds up halfway decent. Again, I would use it as a support tank, backing up others, or a flanker. Or even a sniper. This one is supposed to be a main tank. It has lots of glaring weak spots, good sloped armor that doesn't do anything. If it worked properly, I'm betting you'd be impressed with it, but it doesn't work properly, so. Chi-Nu-Kai, premium tank, most expensive ammo in the game. Well, I shouldn't say that. Most expensive ammo at that tier in the game. Used to cost a fortune to run that. You'd be spamming gold and doing nothing. Couldn't find a round on this tank that would actually work for anything. Stop driving it. Warlord. I don't know who designed this thing, but they really pimped it out. Look at this. And they highlighted all its weak points in gold. Surprise! Oops, gave a secret away. Alright. Oh, the Warlord, by the way, is a support tank. It's not made to be a frontline fighter. It can also be used as a spotter reasonably well, especially when all your light tanks die. The STA-2 black. Well, the STAs are a little bit underpowered. Again, sloped armor that doesn't work because for some reason our mechanics are weird. Edelweiss. Used to be a good running gunner. Not a main tank, but a support tank. However, somehow they've gone and crippled it. I don't know why it's that wonderful. Well, we've got to rebalance everything, even though this thing's got a ton of armor plates around it. They really need to look at what they do to other tanks at the same weight and tier and class, and then make their judgments and equally manipulate the tanks. However, you'll find some guns on tanks that are the same and have different reload times and shouldn't, because they're the same. Granted, some tanks that have more spacious turrets can haul off and accommodate an extra loader, which should then allow it to load faster, because you've got 2 guys lugging the shell into the chamber instead of 1. But you'll notice that those sometimes have longer load times instead of shorter load times. Granted, it's not going to shave but maybe a few seconds off, but still, two guys shouldering the load that one guy normally shoulders should go quicker. That's a reasonable assumption, but whatever. There's an STA again. It's supposed to be a main battle tank. Doesn't hold up really well. Has a lot of glaring weak points. Sloped armor doesn't work again. Type 61. Used to be a really good tank. On PC, it was a really great tank. On here, it's not so good. We're not even going to get into the problems. Markedly, most of it is the armor not working, and going through and giving tanks 4 to 7 hit points or 1 hit point to stay alive after they should have been incinerated. Well, hey, what can I say? Everybody deserves a participation medal, I guess. Yeah. I didn't cry and whine when my tanks were blown up in 1 hit, but hey. Yes, TB1. I like this tank. It's quick, it's maneuverable, it's got a decent gun, doesn't bounce a lot of shots, even though it's got a ton of sloped armor. Again, your usual problems, and mostly due to the mechanics of the game. UI experimental. Had a way better gun. They took it away. It was the derpiest thing in the world. It was fun to use. Easy to kill. But again, this is another one of those tanks where everybody cried and whined because it was too OP. We can't kill it, blah, blah, blah. You could kill it. It had so many weak points. You could sneeze on it and kill it. With a tier 5 tank, it might have took you an extra shot or two, but all you had to do is fire, duck, fire, and it would blow up. I mean, 4 or 5 shots, you could take this thing out. But once again, victim of crying and whining. Kaiju, another victim of crying and whining. Its armor never really held up well to begin with. It's a Halloween tank. You can see all the cracks in it. It was another easily obliterated tank, but nobody wanted to care to learn how to kill it. Same with the OI. Same tank. Chinese. Tier 6 Tiger. Now for a Tiger tank at Tier 6, you think this should be given a little bit of a oomph. It should haul up and hold up a little better. Got the same glaring weaknesses as a Tiger tank. It's designed to shoot from distance, because that's what Tiger tanks were designed to do. They were designed to outgun their opponents in range. So yes, that means stand back and shoot, don't wade into battle. Wade into battle, you get flanked and blown up. Oni. Big gun, lots of armor, but again, it can't get its turret down low, so any smaller tanks like an ELC BIS or some of the other shorter ones, it can't even shoot. They just pull up beside it and they beat it to death until it's gone. The Nameless, once again, had this massive front armor with this big slope to it that was supposed to bounce shots until it got its nerf, and then it no longer does anything. Oh-ho, same problems as an O&E. Can't get the gun down to shoot anything, so little tanks tend to surround it and kill it. But if it can get someplace, it's supposed to be a main battle tank. It's very slow and cumbersome, can't get in and out of the way. But if it fires shots at things, it can do big damage. We have Type 5 Heavy. This is the maximum package on the Type 5 Heavy. It suffers from severe inaccuracy with very low trained crews. You really need to max a crew up and get it in this thing. At least 6 perks. I recommend Mentor and Brother in Arms, so the loading goes faster with the Brother in Arms. Crew vents make the loading go faster also, and a gun rammer would make the loading go faster also. Other than that, yeah. Too tall. Things can get beside it and kill it. Has trouble getting its gun down. But its high explosive rounds do massive damage when they hit. Unfortunately, it is not like the one on the PC. On the PC, your splash damage is way better. On here, the splash damage doesn't hardly work. Tested that theory to prove it. Have a video of it. Be putting that up soon. Junk tank. Junk tank dies easy. Junk tank dies easy. That's a flanker. It's a support tank. This is supposed to be a main battle tank at its tier 5. Take it out and play it in training, team trainer, and put it up against the Churchill 3 and tell me who wins head to head. Again, this is a tier 6. It has a good gun. As long as it's standing off and sniping, it does really good. As a main battler, it stinks because the armor drops fast. Leo, who killed so many of these things, is pathetic. P. Victoria. Well, you can look at the tank and tell me what it is. It's not that hard to figure out. And it actually isn't bad. It will earn you some silver. The Dragon. This is a speedy little bugger that is fun to play. Doesn't hold up against tier 10s. I'll tell you now. Doesn't hold up against tier 9s. But if you keep it on the move and go from hiding place to hiding place, this little bugger can haul off and score some hits. Email 1. Everybody shoots this thing in the wrong spot. Tell me what the wrong spot is looking at this tank. Track it, go past it, shoot it from the rear, especially if you're fast. Same for this one. This one is not a main battle weighty tank. You do not take this thing straight into battle and put it in front of the enemy. They will make mincemeat out of it. They will tear it up. Shoot this from a distance, fire from cover, play sniper with it. You'll be way better off. It is not made to be front line. No matter who clicks on it and tells it to go there. If you own this thing, you may as well blow it up yourself, because everybody else is going to do it for you if you don't. It is fun to play at its tier. Anything above its tier, you are going to regret the decision of ever driving it. This is a support tank. It is not a main frontline battle tank. It is made to assist other tanks, hide and shoot, and run. That's it. 40 TP. This is an assister. It is not a main battle tank. It will not hold up. This is an assist. It's made to shoot around bigger tanks and help out and then run. Oh dear God, this is supposed to be a main battle tank. However, it suffers from one of the longest reload times you have ever seen. If you stand out waiting for your gun to load, you are going to get obliterated. The armor doesn't hold up, especially the higher tiers. You do have some sloped armor. Don't count on it bouncing anything. Here we go. I have nothing I can say about this tank because I was always taught if I can't say anything good, don't say it at all. This one surprised me. It wasn't that bad to play. At its tier, it is not bad. Mercenary tanks, the stubs. Its class is a light tank, works like a tank destroyer. You basically shoot, shoot, run, shoot, run, shoot, run, shoot. Spotter. Again, spotter, but also not a bad sniper. Spotter and sniper. Look at the gun barrel. Look at the turret. Body armor is not made to hold up for shots, so. And here we go. Another spotter that can use as a sniper. Dual purposing. the turtle. Run and shoot. Wait for it to reload, which takes forever, and then run and shoot some more. Same with tank. They're the same thing. Please don't shoot my teddy bear or my ducky. Smooth Man at its tier, not half bad, but it tends to take some damage. It also tends to dish some out, but at a low rate. Shells don't have a lot to them. Centrifuge, support and snipe. Can you guess which chassis this is on? Big Top, not a bad gun, but still only support. Wouldn't use it for a main. Skull Cap, support and snipe. Jammer, built like a tank destroyer, not a frontliner. Cruncher, designed to be a frontliner, but on a support frame. So, snipe and support. Trinity, damn. Okay, armor doesn't hold up on the tank body too well, but this gun is good for distance shooting if you get a crew that's halfway decent. I've only got a rank 5 crew in it. This thing can hit snipe shots relatively consistent, and it moves fairly well unless you're going to try to climb a hill. Then it slows way down. Beach Party, it's the same as the Trinity pretty much. Smaller turret, but again, snipey gun, doesn't do half bad, not a main battle tank. Bulwark, okay, low shot power, rapid fire though, and lots of armor at its tier. It holds up like you wouldn't believe. These things will aggravate the living piss out of you when you're up against them, because they just don't seem to go down. Most of the time you're pounding on them and pounding on them and pounding on them and pounding on them and pounding on them, and they're just sitting there chewing you to death like they've got a dang chainsaw gun. It's not that fast, but close enough. It's like whoom, 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 whoom. It's like ugh. You're like bang, 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 I'm dead. Takes a few more shots than that because it's like low powered, but wow. This one was supposed to be kind of a main battler at tier 5. Armor doesn't hold up though. A gun, oh, the gun does damage, but it's crippled by a long reload time, and you don't get it much slower. You're shorter than it is on reloads. It's slow. It climbs even slower. It is slow. Yeah. The Reach, nice sniper, good support tank. You can get it in position, help your buddies. This baby can do some damage. Absolution, low powered gun, strong armor. Everybody makes the same mistake trying to kill this thing. They shoot it in the wrong damn place. I suggest you go over the detail screen on this tank. Look to see where the modules are. After all, there's the engine, there's the gun, there's the tracks, there's the turret, there's the radio, but look where the ammo is. Let's see where the armor is. Alright. Okay. That little top turret everybody likes shooting at, it's got the most armor in the whole tank. Wow. And all that faceplate with the reinforcement pieces on it all around that turret, it's got the second strongest armor. I guess that's not where we should shoot. Let's see. That slope plate has other things on top of it, so it's multiple layers. Maybe we shouldn't shoot it there. Now there's a target. Look at that, right beside those guns on that mantlet. You might be able to punch through that. It's only 80 millimeters. That'd mean you have to aim to kill it. 6 little side blocks. There's the lower glacis plate, but it's got more in front of it than that. There's the side armor inside the tracks. If you've got enough oomph to get to those tracks and that armor, woo, yay. But look, there's some things blocking shots there, but they're not on that mantlet. 25 millimeters of armor over top of the other armor on the front. See that? On the lower plate, tracks are only 25. The gun is only 20. Cripple the gun, tank can't shoot. Amazing thought there. Top armor, artillery, hit this thing. And there's your top plate. It's another 12 millimeters on top of the other plate. What was the other plate? 85 and 20. So you're over 100 with a huge slope. Okay. And then another 5 millimeter plate in the front. Top and bottom. So that front end of that thing, nah, not the place to hit it unless you're aiming beside the gun or at the gun. Well, that explained that one away, didn't it? And everybody complains they can't kill it because they don't know where to shoot it. Now this one is not a main battle tank, but holy God, does that gun hit. Put it hull down and let the turret take the damage, because it'll hold up a little bit. Made to shoot from cover, not wade into battle. Upfolder. It seems to be on a Churchill chassis, so I would say it has the same weak points as a Churchill, but it's got a Centurion-like turret on it. So yeah, it's not a bad tank. Can be used. I wouldn't use it as a frontliner, but I would use it to back other people up. The most ridiculous looking thing I've ever seen, but hey, let's go with it. Churchill frame again. Guess what the turn is? Figure it out. You'll know how to kill it. The brick. Thing's been tiled with bricks to give it an extra little layer of armor. It's not a bad tank. Wouldn't use it as a main tank. Use it as a support tank. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. We have gone through and covered all their wonderful world of tanks as far as these things' purposes go. You'll notice the majority of those tanks aren't made to be frontline and waiting in like everybody thinks they should. Now, again, granted, I've stated, you have your opinion. You run your tank the way you want to run your tank. But realize everybody else is doing the same thing. They have their opinion and they're running their tank the way they want to run it. If you guys could figure out how to work together, you might come up with a solution. But sitting there insulting people, clicking their tanks, telling them to kill themselves, and looky here, looky here, looky here, looky here, looky here, just makes people want to haul off and drive and park the tank and say you're on your own. Realize that too. You aggravate them, they might quit helping. Then you're going to lose. And if you're one of those ones that are worried about your stats, when your team loses, you lose. So figure out how to work more as a team and stop complaining. Be creative. Come up with a solution, not a bunch of negativity where you're stressing the other players out and aggravating the piss out of them to where they don't want to help you anymore. Good luck. I've seen most of you playing. You're going to need it.